Thanks a lot for coming. Obviously, we're here with Pepsi Ogdensburg, trying to fight this obesity tax. Really thought a lot about what we were going to say today. Biggest thing I wanted to start out with, I heard it in Potsdam today. It's a pretty good joke. I figure it's kind of topical. What changes in DC politics when they get 24 inches of snow? Not much. They weren't getting much done anyways. Anyways, thanks so much for coming out today. Every employee of ours thanks you for coming out today. Every employee of every distributor, diner, restaurant, bar, convenience, and grocery store thanks you. My grandfather arrived here in Ogdensburg with $1,000 and some simple dreams in 1943. The $1,000 was to buy a dying franchise for a product that nobody here recognized. His dreams were to create and maintain a great business, employ local people, all while giving back to the community and county that he grew to love. Fast forward to today, and we still strive, and you can tell by all the people we've got here from Pepsi, we still strive to live by those same values. That's what local St. Lawrence County businesses do. It's the only way you can survive up here. There isn't one organization, event, or charity in St. Lawrence County that hasn't been helped in some way by the people that work at Pepsi in Ogdensburg. We've gathered here today because I've had enough. Albany continues to tighten the vice on St. Lawrence County and Northern New York. We've lost the Star Tax rebates, the Empire Zone, coincidentally, two programs we wouldn't need if New York State didn't have the highest tax rate or one of the highest tax rates in the country. We still have no 4-lane highway access. Sorry. And St. Lawrence County has one of the highest unemployment rates in the state. So what's Albany's solution to all this? A prison closure in our backyard and a punitive tax on an industry that provides thousands of jobs in the state and contributes immensely to the local economy. This highly punitive obesity tax will do nothing to prevent or treat obesity. It will only help to negatively impact what's left of the North Country economy. Can you imagine the impact of removing millions of dollars from the St. Lawrence County economy? This rally isn't just about me. My #1 priority is to protect the 44 people that live and work for Pepsi Cola Ogdensburg bottlers. Albany needs to realize that they cannot continue to solve their problems with fees, taxes, and closures that hurt local economies. We continue to see inaction and controversy from Albany while we go to work every day to try to make St. Lawrence County a better place to live. It's time that we stand up and be counted. Hopefully you all received a nice sugar-sweetened beverage on your way in here today. I'd like you to raise it, and I'm going to make a toast to Albany. Governor Pattison, state legislators, it's time for Albany to tighten up its house on its own. Stop passing on your spending problems to us. Fix your own issues at the top without putting us all out of work. Cheers. Yeah. Thanks. I got, Next up, I want to bring up Mayor Nelson to say a few words.
Thanks, Scott, and thank you for putting this rally together. I think instead of Albany, we should also be saying, start to chant, no more taxes, no more taxes, no more taxes, no more taxes, no more taxes. Because Albany's great at adding taxes and hidden expenses to all of us that live up here in Northern New York, but also in New York State. You know, we continue to see it. This last year's budget was one that had $8.7 billion in additional fees and taxes that we all absorb. And you have a state legislature that says, oh, we aren't going to increase taxes. We're looking out for your interests. So I think this past year, I think it shows Albany was totally dysfunctional. We had stalemate in the Senate in the summertime where they got nothing done. And we saw all these additional costs incurred on us. And now in the governor's proposed budget, which is just a proposed budget, we have our senator, we have Drew Van Jones here from Senator Albertine's office, and we have Addie Russell was up to town last week, a couple weeks ago, as well as the senator. And they're standing beside us to help eliminate some of these cuts, because there's nothing more we can take. As Scott said, we are faced with 287 jobs you're losing at the correctional facility if that was successful in closing, which is going to have 4 or 5 times probably the resultant jobs lost in restaurants and diners and car dealerships and gas stations and convenience stores and all those other entities that rely on those jobs at $22 million payroll. And then, of course, we had last year the bigger, better bottle bill, which passed through, which we're all seeing increased expense in that, and the additional deposits on our water and other sodas and things like that. And now we're faced with this proposed budget, which they're hiding under the guise of obesity tax. Okay, we're going to create an obesity tax. Well, it's ridiculous. Now, the next tax I'm waiting to hear from is that we're going to tax Little Debbie's and Hostess Ho-Hos and things like that. Because that's the same vein that this is in, is that kind of a thought process that we're going to legislate through taxes to try to reduce the consumption of sugared beverages. That's the intent. That people drink. Now, no one goes out there and forces me to go buy my Pepsi Cola to drink it. No one forces anybody to go out there and buy their sodas or any of their other beverages. So I think we need to stand tall, stand diligent, and have our voices heard, because we have a number of issues. The correctional facility, this obesity tax, as well as the reduction in aid to our municipalities, the reduction in funding to our schools. I mean, they're all going to have a dramatic impact, and what it's going to end up is money out of yours and my pocket. No ifs and buts about it. Albany needs to reform. They need to make changes, wholeheartedly changes, and I think this fall's election is going to see some major changes over there, in my opinion, because I think what happened in Massachusetts a couple of weeks ago showed what this country feels like, and I think in New York State we're feeling the same thing. We need to have major changes, major reform, and we as citizens need to stand up like this and make our voices heard. And the only way to do it is by what they're doing now, like they've been doing across the country with tea parties and other protests, coming together as a community, grassroots, to say no more taxes. And as Scott said, this tax is money that's going to go right back to Albany. $2.5 million, I think, is what the paper that Scott's saying, coming from Pepsi Cola bottlers only. Well, that's money that's coming out of somebody's pocket that'd be going over there to Phil's Diner and buying a dinner, or it could be buying a purchase in a store. And so, we can't allow this anymore. We need to stand tall and say no. So with that, again, let's do it again. Let's let Albany hear us. No more taxes. No more taxes. No more taxes. No more taxes. That's great. All right.
Thank you. Well, we failed in fighting the increased fees of the bottle bill. But one person that was really instrumental in getting educated about the bottle bill, coming up to see us, talking to us about the bottle bill, learning about the hidden fees, was Nick Vaught, Councilor Nick Vaught. Now, with this tax, he's also managed to pass some legislation here locally, a resolution opposing, from the city of Ogdensburg, opposing this increase in fees for the beverage industry. Welcome, Nick Vaught.
All right, friends, we're here again. Albany continues the anti-business environment. However, we are standing here today to fight that. Last Monday, I was joined by my fellow city councilors, the mayor, passing the first resolution in the state of New York in opposition to this obesity tax. And today, we will fight and we will succeed. I'm grateful that you've all shown the support here. We understand the harm this tax will bring to the families and the businesses throughout the North Country and New York State. All right, we're 4 hours away from Albany. However, they will hear all of us soon. Thank you so much, and keep up the fight.
Well, thank you all for coming. I appreciate it. Remember, this isn't just about Pepsi. This is about all the soft drink that's distributed here across St. Lawrence County. It's time to draw the line in the sand. Tell them to stop telling us what we can and can't do, what we can and can't drink. And if this goes through, just think what the mayor said. What's next? What's next? Thanks a lot.